So anyway, I started using Luke Taylor when I didn't want to use the name Triggered-On.
Yeah.
And then I did that while I was like managing acts and that whole kind of thing. Yeah. So when it was time for me to start rapping again, I was thinking, what am I, you know what I'm saying?
Triggered-On now. So I bring back the brand you started.
But see, that's the thing. So Wiseguy, I'm like, and not only was Wiseguy my brand or whatever, me and my bros them's brand, but people started calling me Wiseguy anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I was so associated with this Wiseguy movement and being like the spearhead of Wiseguy that people was calling me Wiseguy. Like, it'd be like Wiseguy Triggered-On. Oh, that's Wiseguy Raiden. Oh, that's Wiseguy Nemesis. So I was Wiseguy Triggered-On for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's still that. You know what I'm saying?
This is the Wordlife show on Ujima Radio.
Mad. And that track, hang on, first and foremost, for the people watching this online, and if you just tuned in, I'm gassed to be here. We got Wiseguy in the building. Bro, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming through to the show. Long overdue, as I say.
It's a pleasure being here, man. The legendary Wordlife show, you know.
Come on, my brother. With the legendary Wiseguy, I almost called you one of your old school names from back in the day.
Yeah, I'm all of that. Like, we could do that here.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, bro. I know. As I say,
because
you're here to promote.
This is the audience that knows. So that's
and if they don't, they're about to.
Yeah, so it's Wiseguy, Triggered-On, Luke Taylor, all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, B.
Yeah.
Like, wherever you want to take it, you know.
Well, first, because it's gonna say Wiseguy on the right, so I don't want to confuse them too much. Yeah. But okay, so we're here to promote. It's Feel My Pain, the new album. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Wiseguy,
that
Feel
song,
My Pain.
King Cairo, we've just heard Wiseguy, Feel My Pain, as opposed to Triggered-On or anything like that.
Yeah.
But as I say, I'm going to do a little bit of You Were Born, Now You're Here, What's Happened in Between sort of thing.
Yeah, man.
And I think you've got such a rich history in Bristol music and the scene here, and you know, you were a very early starter on the music, and you were doing bits a long time before any people knew what bits were. So I think it would be wrong for me not to touch on that. I could just go, yeah, we're here to promote your album, blah blah blah. No, I want the deep dive. Yeah. So
let's do it, man. Ask the right questions, and I'm happy to answer anything.
So you come over from Zimbabwe in year 9, yeah?
Yeah, 1997.
Yes. And
I came over to the UK from Zimbabwe. So I was born in Harare, Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And I moved around Zimbabwe a lot up until the age of 13. That's when I came to the UK in 1997.
Yeah.
So
now, you say you didn't really listen to too much rap music prior to that. You was listening to a lot of ragga and things like that.
Yeah.
But then you ended up, was it St. George School?
Yeah.
With people like Ari there, certain other people.
Yeah, that's like that's my classmates.
Yeah.
So I've come to the UK in 97. Like maybe like a week or two before school starts.
Right.
So as soon as I landed, 2 weeks later, I'm going to St. George School, and my classmates are RE, for example, and
now
that whole generation. Do you know what I'm saying?
What got you into rapping? Because I don't want to focus too much on this, but I wanted to start explaining what you started doing after those years, because you had some big accolades at an early age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what got me started to rap, like, I think the music was always in me, because when I was back in Zimbabwe and I was like listening to the ragga tapes, I would try and like imitate what I was hearing.
Mm-hmm.
But when I landed now and I was going to St. George, it was just me, my brother, a couple of my brethrens, and you know.
So you said the first albums you
we just started rapping in school, basically.
BMX,
do you know what I'm saying?
Like that. But were your friends rapping? Were there people around that kind of encouraged you, or was there ciphers, or was it just something you had a tape and you realised that you wanted to do, or like what was it? Was there like a click moment? You're like, I'm gonna be a rapper. Like,
I can't even remember the moment, bro. But like I've always been very influential, bro. So. The people around me that I was rapping with, I've influenced them to start like between me and my brother, obviously, like me and my brother were like twins. Yeah. So it's sometimes I don't even know who which idea came from who first, because we did everything together. But
and your brother was producing.
My brother Raiden, but before that he used to rap with me. You know, like we was rapping in school. Yeah. We had a little crew called the Renegades in school.
Oh right.
Rapping,
okay,
and
so
I remember
that was
like
the first name was Renegades.
Like we was like one of those like I remember when they had a Christmas party, not Christmas party. Basically during Christmas times, right? Yeah. They have this big event at Colston Hall, right?
Right.
So where you have the whole school there. Okay. Singing choirs and all that kind of stuff, Christmas carols and stuff like that.
Like almost like a talent show.
Yeah, and everybody's dressed up like in suits and stuff. Like say, at least shirt and you know what I'm saying? That's the whole vibe, yeah.
Smart,
singing Christmas carols off like, you know what I'm saying? Leaflets and stuff, right? And me and my friends have come out. So we're part of the program to come out and do rap. Oh, right. So yeah, we've come out wearing like mad baggy clothes and just start, you know what I'm saying, do a little rap show.
Year 9 or was that like year 10? Are we talking, or is that like?
So that would have been by year 10. So year 9 so I just landed. Year,
you're already rapping. You're already.
Yeah. Like the teachers like run into the stage to kick me off stage because I'm on stage saying wild stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I want to fast forward a little.
So that wasn't serious. But anyway, that was more like on a after school type of thing. But started from the music class,
MTV
I think.
MTV and stuff like that, or you had video. I remember there was like a vinyl that you was on.
Yeah, that's. See, you skipped a whole important era.
Yeah. So. Right? I'm trying to remember when I met you.
So you got school.
I met you a little bit before the Making the News for the video.
Making Headlines.
Making Headlines, yeah.
All right, cool. So before Making Headlines, you've got just before Making Headlines, you've got Obliterate, which is me and Felix, right?
Felix, yeah.
Shout out to my brother Felix, right?
Yeah.
But before
Laid Black Felix, original Laid Black,
right? Yeah. But just before that, look, I'm going backwards, right? But just before the Felix thing, right, where me and Felix was like, outside of Kana's, the only ones on Channel U and MTV Base, right?
Yeah.
So that was the Obliterate era,
right?
And but prior to that,
though, isn't it? That's where the Obliterate was on vinyl. Is that?
Yeah. We had a vinyl out. We had a music video on MTV. We had a music video on MTV Base.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I remember. That's when I first met you. Then, so them times, like who you went in sort of times, like.
Yeah. So, but see, prior to that, right, is the BS5 era.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is some of the early bricks getting laid on this Bristol hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying? There's others prior to that. You've got like Kells and those guys and do you know what I'm saying?
People like that.
And then you've got that whole era and what was going on around that era.
That generation then, and then just before, this is even before I'd say Surplus Dark and Cold sort of DVD.
Dark and Cold, yeah. Then
that era
then.
Exactly.
Then. Yeah. So like when Surplus was on Dark and Cold DVD, I was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I was no, I didn't go down there. See, that was even the second time. I'm talking about before that when Dark and Cold came to Bristol.
Right.
Yeah. And they filmed BS5. Yeah. It was like Preem, G-Shock, Mr. Felon. Glock, Ricochet,
big up.
Do you know what I'm saying? When you watch the footage, I'm there. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't make it into the edit, but I'm like the smallest one there, skinny, and you could just see the hunger and the shout out to Pegsy. You know what I'm saying?
How old do you think you was?
Raiden. Probably like 17.
Okay. So the next one, as I said, that we was all dressed up in suits in the video, and you had dancers and everything like that, because you were doing it differently from other people. You know what I mean?
The Making Headlines video.
Yeah.
So I was part of the whole BS5. That beginning part, you know what I'm saying? Like me, more like the younger ones as well. Like so, me, Pegsy, and Raiden, we was like the younger ones. YO BS5 young offenders or whatever.
Yeah.
But we was there from early. So so
BS5 had another crew called YOs, the Young Offenders, yeah? Was that the BS5?
No, we was part of the group, but me and my brother were like a duo within the group.
Right. Okay.
Like how you might have,
say, the twins in So Solid or something like
that. Exactly. That's the perfect example.
Yeah.
Right? But not only that, but then you had Pegsy, who was closer to me and my brother's age, because he was the youngest, but Then you've got me and my brother, yeah. Then you've got Preem, Shock, and them lot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The elders and stuff together.
So me, Pegsy, and Raiden we were doing a lot together. Like we were the ones doing the most shows and stuff like that. Like the actual like the main crew, BS5 didn't really do as much live performances as me, Pegsy, and Raiden was doing.
Okay.
At that time.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning.
Yeah.
As far as like me.
So that got you into rapping, and I think so. From that, how did then you join up with Felix?
Felix was local, but the thing is, me and Felix are connected anyway, differently, because my mom used to live on the same road as Felix.
Okay.
Right at one point, Lena Street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know Lena
so,
Street.
my mom used to. This is when I lived in Zimbabwe.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So even before.
And my mom was friends with Felix and his missus and their whole family. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So Felix used to give my mom tapes. Ragga tapes. Remember I told you I was really into ragga when I was in Zimbabwe. A lot of the tapes would have Felix's handwriting on them.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me and Felix had that link. So when the BS5 situation came to an end, do you know what I'm saying?
The Obliterate season started then, was it? Or?
The Obliterate season started immediately.
Right, and that's kind of went off. So then he was doing a lot of pro stuff, and he was shooting videos and stuff, and he kind of mentored you and put you on sort of.
Yeah, we was.
Okay, so that was like a team sort of effort, sort of thing. Yeah?
Yes. And then of course.
Older, isn't it? But yeah.
Of course. Like Felix, I was following Felix's leadership, innit? Like that's my OG. That's my OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And he was doing bits.
That's
back in
who
the day.
Felix is.
Yeah, man.
So
hang on, let's go to this. So that you were triggered on then in them days, yeah?
Yes.
So
you triggered on, and Preem gave me that name.
Okay, that was for Preem. Okay, big up Preem as well.
Yeah.
Did you have an MC name prior to that?
It was Trigger. It was Young Trigger.
Yeah, Young Trigger, but then it's Trigger Don after.
But Preem called me Trigger Don.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gave me my Donship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, straight up.
Right. So again, I want to touch on a few more things, and time is slipping away because me and you could talk forever on this. We should probably do another deep dive at some point. Yeah. But you then went to Luke Taylor for a bit, and then you was like doing management and stuff like that. So artist management, a bit more. I think you focused the OTB kind of side of things like that. Yeah. Now you've gone to Wiseguy. So I remember Wiseguy was also on the bandanas and the branding. So when we was doing that stuff back in the day, Wiseguy, didn't you have an album, Wiseguy, or something like that? Or?
So the Wiseguy thing was something that me and my brother and my other brethren from Nottingham started called Nemesis.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Nema, or aka was. You know what I'm saying? And it was a movement. Do you know what I'm saying? It was like our crew, our movement, our imprint, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
So now it's full circle background to that. You've now left. I don't know. Have you left? Say Luke Taylor. Say that's moved on, sort of thing. But now it's just Wiseguy now. Right.
Yeah, that's how I'm branding my music, like just under the name Wiseguy, right? Yeah. Even though Wiseguy is bigger than me.
Yeah.
Wiseguy is like means it was like. So me and my brother is something that it was when me and him started our own thing, and we was directing our own shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Through music, what we wanted to do, and obviously with our brethren as well. It was three of us with Was, and that's what it was called, Wiseguy Entertainment. During MySpace days now.
I remember the MySpace stuff. Yeah. So in homage to your bro and stuff, you've kind of taken it back there.
Not even that. Like, but you see, like when I stopped rapping now.
Yeah.
Right, and I was managing acts. That was like 7 years, and then after that, I found my fire again for rapping, right? Yeah, fair. When it was time to release music, then I didn't want to call myself Trigger Don.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you see what Trigger Don means to me, and what Trigger Don became to sound to me, even those words, is not the same as what the words Trigger Don might sound like to somebody who's never heard of Trigger Don. Do you know what I'm saying? It just sounds like the word Trigger Don, like you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. It was Do you know what I'm saying? So by the time now I've been managing acts, I've been Luke Taylor, which is obviously Luke Taylor came about from me even trying to move away from Triggered On. But also just having
a bit more accessible, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there's always like some sort of humor also going on as well, because Luke Taylor came from the man them. So like with the MTG man them, right?
Oh yeah,
so like who's is Declan Taylor? Do you know what I'm saying? You got like, you know what I'm saying, with different nicknames that we just had, like Suji's, like Ramsey Taylor, for this different for whatever reason. I was Luke Taylor around that time. I was like getting sponsorship from Luke Clothing, and I was just like going a bit crazy with it. So anyway, so I started using Luke Taylor, but when I didn't want to use the name Triggered On, and then I did that while I was like managing acts and that whole kind of thing. So when it was time for me to start rapping again, I was thinking, what am I, you know what I'm saying?
Triggered On now. So I bring back the brand you started.
But that's the thing. So Wiseguy, I'm like, and not only was Wiseguy my brand or whatever, me and my bros them's brand, but people started calling me Wiseguy anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? I was so associated with this Wiseguy movement and being like the spearhead of Wiseguy that people was calling me Wiseguy. Like, it'd be like Wiseguy Triggered On, or that's Wiseguy Raiden, or that's Wiseguy Nemesis. So I was Wiseguy Triggered On for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's still that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Wiseguy Nemesis. He's still there, and all the Wise guys. You know, that's still my good friends.
Right, so time is slipping away, and basically he's asked me to go into the adverts, but I've got more stuff that I want to do quickly, because as I say, we've got the album Feel My Pain. Now that I believe is some of your best work. I always liked your rapping. I hope it was good, but I think there's something innately you about it. As I say, you've worked with artists from Zimbabwe and different things like that, and I just think there's an honestness about it. That song, as I say, we're chatting about the people who've lost, that we're the grown-ups one, and we're the older people now. You know what I mean? And I think that it's just real reflective. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to say more power for that, because I think that's.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. That's that's what I would say about this project. Is my most honest project, and I'm happy that at this point I can make something that somebody that's watched my progress over the years can say this is my best work, rather than just why you still doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's getting better. It's not. Do you understand? It's not gone backwards, and then
it's not even to take away from your stuff, because you was even good when we was 15, 16 or whatever, when we was kids. You know what I mean? But I think at the same time, it's just more adult. It's more, that's what we say, know thyself earlier. I think you've got to a point where you know who you are more. You know what you're trying to achieve. We're grown men now. You know. We're not
100. No. 100.
Like you like it. If you don't, you don't. You know?
Trust me.
We like it here now, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Talking about like, we'll have you back for another thing soon, because me and you we got so much more we can
I go off on tangents. I got a lot to say.
Bro, I knew it was going to be the case, and when I said, am I going to do a deep dive original one, I was thinking I need more time for this. Bro, look, ultimately, check the album. Look, know that he's been putting in work for as long as I can remember, pretty much, in Bristol. He's a don out here, not just Triggered On. He's a wise guy. But we're going to go to some adverts, because on the other side we're going to have you performing live.
All right, let's get it, man.
And I'm gassed to see that part, and this is the part I know our audience are looking forward to as well. So thank you for coming through. The album's out now on all streaming platforms.
Wiseguy Feel My Pain. Type that on whatever platform you got. Hit me up on the Instagram, Wiseguy_OTB.
We'll have that on the screen now.
Yeah, man.
Alright, we're going into the adverts now. Stick around on the other side. We'll be back with the live performance part. Let's go.
Girl, you're different from the rest. Get you out my head. Gonna get you in the something about you. You got me going up my mind. About you all the time. Baby girl, you should be something about you.
See you with the shop under the boutique, and usually I'm with a fool too.